Hello and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, the strategies, and the insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today, I'm very lucky to be joined by Robyn of MyVA360. How's it going, Robyn?
Hi, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Robyn, thanks for being on. And I would love to just start this off by learning a little bit more about your background and a little bit more about my VA360.
Sure. I come from a traditional marketing background, and after COVID, everything went pear-shaped and companies were allowing people to work remotely, which opened up a whole new world. And then post-COVID, a lot of companies then went back to being in office. And I'd had a taste of how amazing life can be with a work-life balance when you're able to work remotely for at least some of the time. I came across MyVA360. I actually came across CEO Yelena on LinkedIn, and her and I connected, and we just resonated with one another, and both personally and professionally, and what we were wanting to do with our lives and in business. And so I've been working with her ever since. MyVA360 is an international agency that places virtual assistants with clients all around the world. And those virtual assistants come in many forms. It could be the stereotypical executive assistant, or otherwise they offer skills such as web design or social media, bookkeeping, lead generation. So a whole range of skills, with the idea being that we help predominantly smaller to medium-sized businesses and nonprofits just do what they do, but even better by giving them support.
So my VA360 serves like a wide range of clients, anywhere from individuals to large businesses and nonprofits. How do you guys tailor your virtual assistant services to meet the unique needs of such diverse clients?
Yeah, you're right. The clients, where they're based in the world, as well as what they do, varies quite a lot.
Mhm.
And I think something that we do really well, which in my experience with the traditional recruitment model isn't always so successful, is that in order to really add value and in order to do your job well, you're needing to fit in on more ways than just on paper. So it's really about working style, working personality. Are you quiet? Are you chatty? Do you get down on a personal level? Do you want to keep things totally professional? And that differs for everybody. And what's great with our team, even though we're remote and we are spread all around the world, we have quite a tight company culture and really good relationships within the team. So we know each other quite well. We know who's got kids and hobbies and things like that. We get together quite regularly and we chat. And because of that, we know our team's working style and personality far beyond just what they've studied and what they're good at on paper. And we find that really helps in connecting the right VA with the right client. I would say 9 times out of 10, when we get a client brief, we know exactly which VA to place them with.
Mhm.
Sometimes there'll maybe be two or three and we're not sure, and then we'll put it to the client to choose. But yeah, we're definitely, I would say that the personal relationships that we have with our team and the knowledge of our team beyond the paperwork is what helps us really place the right VA with the right person.
Because it's not just this like skill match, it's a personality match too. And so those are those unspoken things that you have to like, you've got to know your client really well and you've got to know your VAs really well.
Yeah. And especially, as I said, the roles are quite varied, and it could be a designer or a social media assistant or a digital marketer, but oftentimes it's a personal assistant. So it's somebody that's really involved in your life, or potentially even your family's life. So you really need to enjoy one another's company and know each other and be able to know each other on a level that's comfortable for you both. Yes, absolutely.
Nice. And where do you guys typically, I know that the Philippines is a really big place for VAs. Is that mainly where your VAs are? Your VAs kind of sourced from all over the world?
We actually don't have any VAs from the Philippines.
Wow.
Our VAs are spread out around the world, but I would say the majority of our VAs are based in South Africa,
Hmm.
and then followed by that Central and South America and some in Serbia.
Oh, wow.
So Yeah, it's the beautiful thing of remote work is that you really have the whole world to choose from. But we've just found that those locations so far have really worked for us in terms of what our clients are looking for. I would say that most of our clients are American.
Mm,
So being strong in English, like English first language, is a majority preference.
yeah.
And also in terms of time zones, some clients want their VA in the same time zone. Most don't really mind. But
Mhm,
what is very useful is to have at least a little bit of an overlap so
mhm.
that daily or weekly meetings can happen without anybody having to be awake at 3 in the morning. And so that's why I think that's why the majority of our team is based in South Africa, is it ticks those sort of broad requirements.
Yeah, for sure. No, that totally makes sense. And in the competitive market for virtual assistant services, what marketing strategies has MyVA360 found that are most effective in attracting and retaining clients?
So it's so interesting. I mentioned earlier that my background is in marketing,
Hmm.
and that's what I've done for too many years. But yet, that's not really the hat that I've worn with my VA. And it's not, I would have to say that whilst we do look after our website and our social pages, we've mainly looked at our SEM. And so far we haven't had a deliberate marketing campaign. We've been fortunate to just have consistent and gradual growth since the beginning. It
Wow.
is something that we do need to look at. Like I
Mhm.
said, I know more than anybody, but it's not something that we've been deliberately pushing very hard to
Yeah.
date.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people going online needing virtual assistants because I think a lot of people don't understand too that virtual assistants can help with the things like bookkeeping and whatnot, those a lot of those services that you can delegate, but they can also help with your personal lives as well. You can hire a virtual assistant for much cheaper than a real assistant in maybe America that can help book your flights or set your schedule and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I think there's so many benefits, but one that stands out for me, and one I in my previous roles and companies would have benefited from had they been around and had I known, is very often you need a little bit of everything. So you
Yeah.
need somebody to help you with your social media, and at tax season you need some help with your books. And if you've got a marketing campaign coming up, you quickly need some design work, but you don't need all of those roles all the time.
Yeah.
And so you can't afford, or it's not practical to hire a full-time designer, bookkeeper, all of those roles. But
Mhm.
equally to try and outsource each one of them independently at the time that you need them also proves to be quite complicated and time consuming. So I think in a scenario where you can use one sort of umbrella company through which, as your needs change, whether it's what type of assistance you need, or how many assistants you need, or how
Mhm.
many hours of help you need, that,
Mhm.
that they can all change, but you're still just going through sort of one medium and one channel. So
Yeah.
it makes it really simple to scale up or scale down to, yeah, depending on where your business is at in the year.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And some potential clients may hesitate to outsource tasks due to concerns about quality control or data security. And I'm curious, how does MyVA360 address these concerns and build that trust with new clients?
Yeah, absolutely. Data security, for example, is a huge concern, just general cybersecurity. So we have all the insurances in place and policies in place for that to ensure that our clients are protected. And then from a quality of work point of view, so we are quite strict on our recruitment process. It's way back from the start. So it's that your education, your experience, your skills. We do several assessments, we do several reference checks. And then even once we've got our VAs on board, it takes us some time to get to know them.
Mhm.
So by the time that we place them with the client, we feel really confident and we do trust them.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. I think it really is. It lies in the training and the hiring and
Yeah.
the training for you guys, which is why people
Yeah.
come in and do that service.
Yeah, but understandably, if you were just as an individual going and trying to find an individual that you've never met before, never will meet,
Mhm.
just on a screen, that's pretty daunting. But that's where we come in, is we provide that safety for our clients. We are vetting the VAs for them.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. This has been so great, Robin. Where can people learn more about you and where can people learn more about your company?
Best thing is to go to our website, which is very simply MyVA360.com. Something that we offer anybody that's interested in our services is there's a form on our website, fill it out. It's really simple. We get on a call with you. We try and understand what it is that you're needing help with. Sometimes it's things you don't even know. And if we think that we can support you, then we place you with one of our incredible VAs on a complimentary trial basis. The client and the VA can get to know each other a little better and get to see how they work. And normally that's a very successful partnership. And then following that, the person can then sign up with our services.
Wow.
So there's no strings or
Yeah.
any complications, really. It's very straightforward, and we really try and keep things very simple.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's such a cool way to try you guys out. Just a trial, just to see if it's going to work for clients. Wow, Robyn,
Yeah,
thank you so much for
absolutely.
being on. This is great.
Sure. Thank you so much.